So I did my research on students' attitudes about mathematics, and I used middle school students as my population. And the problem is that students tend to have a negative attitude about mathematics when they shift from elementary into middle school. And specifically, I looked at geometry and the concepts that they use. And I proposed that if I used an engaging technology program, Scratch, that students would be able to code using mathematics and that they would have a positive shift in their attitudes about mathematics. Working with the Purpose Grant, I did my research at Freedom Schools over the summer during a 6 weeks course with other individuals that were part of the Purpose Grant as well. So you can see in the left-hand top that that would be the entire screen that students would see. This is the Scratch program that I did use. It's developed by students out of MIT. It's a free program. Students can sign up for an account for free. And specifically, this is the type of coding that they would do. So they would use different math transformation geometry concepts in order to code their program. So they can create projects, they can create games, they can create a variety of things using transformation geometry. So some of those concepts would be rotations and asking their character to move a certain amount of rotations in a space, the number of degrees that they would be traveling, the amount of steps that they would have to take. And so all of these together work together to code the program that students would be able to create. The intervention that I provided was during a 6 week course. I saw students twice a week for 60 minutes a session. I ended up with the boys and the girls separately, not by choice or by me doing, but just simply because of other camp activities. And what I found was initially I had created the same curriculum scheme for both boys and girls. So they started with a math challenge for about 20 minutes, and then I gave them a project to complete for the remaining time. And what I found that the girls were not interested at all. The boys were interested in free-willing coding, creating projects, doing things like that, but the girls just simply weren't interested. They were often talking, doing other things. And so what I did was that I changed the intervention at about week 2.5. And specifically, I guided students, the girls, through this particular program where we had a maze. And they coded the maze, so they created their character to go through the maze using the arrow keys. And then I engaged in conversations with the girls about the importance of coding and how it could help them in the future, and why I was interested in it and why I was even involved in it. And these were types of things that I didn't necessarily do with the boys. And what I found was that through pre- and post-test scores, that both genders had a positive shift in their attitudes in mathematics overall. And so this is important because we don't have enough females in our STEM programs, in our STEM careers, in our majors. And so by catering instruction to meet the needs of the populations and the females in our classrooms, we can get more engagement with our middle school students specifically. And if we reach this age level prior to getting to high school, then we have a better chance of getting them engaged in the curriculum and in the STEM as a whole. So curriculum should be more individualized and meet the needs of all the students in the classroom. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda.